Women, what is the most surprising thing you learned when you started living with a man? I can roll over, wake my boyfriend out of a deep sleep, wiggles my eyebrows and say, "You horny." We do the sexy times. He is happy, I am happy. He goes back to sleep. I'd take shower and do whatever. Edit. We actually talked about it. I got horny one night and didn't want to wake him up, so I just ignored it and went back to sleep. Told him about it the next morning and he said I should have woke him up, but he is always ready. Every time I have done this, he has never said no. As we are still youngish, both of us around 30-ish, I guess as we get older it'll start to diminish. Edit again. Clarified some things. He is the type that usually can fall back to sleep. He really doesn't mind. I wouldn't blue ball him. Also, this is my highest comment. I like to imagine that you don't actually have sex. You just wake him up asking if he's horny, sit there for a minute smiling at each other, and then he rolls back over while you get up. That's what I thought she was saying. I had to reread it like 3 times to figure out what she meant. He can wiggle his penis. You know how some people can wiggle their ears or just the tip of their nose? If we're laying around in bed, he sometimes waves at me. I didn't know it could move that much on its own. Every guy can do this. Does he ever move his hand with it so it looks like a dick marionette? I'm totally trying this! That when taking a dump, their penis can accidentally touch the rim of the toilet bowl. I had lived with a couple other dudes before my husband and never knew this was an issue. Then we bought a house and both of the toilets needed to be replaced. He spent a stupid amount of money at Home Depot on these toilets with elongated bowls, and I was perplexed and irritated until he explained why. The worst is those tiny toilets with the perfectly circular toilet seat you see a lot in older homes. You have one option: shit or piss, because you cannot do both unless you do some penile yoga. That's not a stain from glue, lotion, or a hair product. That's semen. Pockets must be emptied of all spare change and small pieces of garbage immediately after coming in the door and deposited in random caches around the house. This was also when I found out how awesome it is to wear his shirts and have someone to tell me my cooking is good. They have different rules about things. A shirt is not dirty unless it's smelly, wet, or has fresh stains on it. They'll wear it again before choosing to wash it. Making the bed every morning is not required. It's a waste of time. But what if we have company? Why would they go look at our bed? If they did, what's wrong with it being unmade? They might gasp. Know that we sleep there? It's a lot of practicality and efficiency versus making things look nice and wasting time. Something I've noticed since moving in with my boyfriend is how much I enjoy having someone to help me out with stuff. I've always had kind of bad roommates who tend to not do their fair share of the work. To be fair, I'm a neat freak, so my standards are definitely set higher than the average person's. My boyfriend, though, is always willing to help me out with anything I ask. I also love having a perpetually available adventure buddy. Even if I just want to go to the grocery store, he's always willing to come with me. Well, the first surprise was moving in with my dad, and I was shocked that he never cleaned or cooked. Had a maid for cleaning and ate out for every single one of his meals. And my goodness, men are good at painting the wall with their piss. The second surprise was moving in with my spouse. Shocked to learn he is incredibly clean, able, and willing to cook, and never gets piss on the wall. So I guess the thing I learned that would have been surprising to me as a teen is that all men are just as variable as women are. I blame my delay in realizing this on being raised in an all-female home and not really having any male role models. We've been living together for over a year now, and I think my girlfriend is still shocked at how often I have an erection. We just had sex! Why are you hard again? You were bending over. My husband will turn on the bedroom air conditioner to its highest setting and then pile 3 heavy blankets on top of himself. Then complain that it's too hot. Every single summer night. Literally have a fan blowing at top speed right now with the air conditioner on and 2 heavy blankets on top of me with 1 leg out in the open. This is my happy place. This might be just specific to my boyfriend, but I was surprised at how much he was willing to compromise. He stopped leaving the toilet seat up. He hates vacuuming, but he'll mop. And if I cook, he cleans. I was honestly expecting cohabitating to be a real struggle, but it has strengthened our relationship tenfold. I guess it depends on what he and you are like. In terms of energy, it is easier to just do things rather than argue about them, then have to do them. My wife does the cleaning and stuff like that, as she is a bit OCD and likes things in certain places. If I do something like close the curtains, she will adjust them after, so it's easier to not do it. I do all the cooking and food shopping. I find going food shopping with her harder work. I can do it much quicker without her there. I also do all the things around the house that need fixing, etc. After 2 weeks of being in our house, she managed to break the handle off a window. She has a good reputation for breaking stuff. They have different rules about things. A shirt is not dirty unless it's smelly, wet, or has fresh stains on it. They'll wear it again before choosing to wash it. Making the bed every morning is not required. It's a waste of time. But what if we have company? Why would they go look at our bed? If they did, what's wrong with it being unmade? They might gasp, know that we sleep there. It's a lot of practicality and efficiency versus making things look nice and wasting time. Sounds right, in agreement with all those points. My boyfriend used blankets as curtains before living with me. I had to proclaim that we would be using actual curtains upon moving in together. He tried to get out of that by grumbling that curtains were an unnecessary expense. Besides my boyfriend, I've lived with plenty of men, and what I've learned is that they're all different. Some are slobs, some are fastidious and clean, some are fussy, and some have odd habits. It's almost like they're individual people with their own personalities. It's truly bizarre. My boyfriend is way fussier than I am, though, I've noticed. I think I'm kind of a slob, though, so it makes sense. There is a lot of shedding of body hair. I thought my head shed a lot, but apparently his legs and chest and wherever else all these small dark hairs are coming from shed at least as much. Hate to break it to you, but those are pubes. All of them. I learned that my husband's guts are very talkative, to the point where it actually seems like they wait for the best moment to put their 2 cents in. This was completely new to me, because if my guts are being loud, I'm already on the toilet praying for my guts to just vacate themselves and stop with the twisty innards pain. For him, it's just normal, and he doesn't even feel what I've heard 25% of the time, although they do increase their talkativeness and volume according to their desire to vacate. I actually have to tell him to go use the bathroom sometimes because of how insistent they're getting with their noises, and he wants to finish watching a video on his computer first. That you don't really know someone until you live with them. My ex used to turn up the heating way too high, get too hot, open the window and keep the heating on. When I asked him why he would do this, he shrugged and said, "I got hot." He also used to wipe his boogers on the side of our bed and the side of our sofa. I'm not normally someone to see red, but that was fucking gross. He was 23, for God's sakes. Edit. Spelling, and thanks for all the upvotes. Nice to know that relationship was good for something. From my few experiences living with guys, they have a way higher tolerance of the house being a total disaster. No food in the fridge? They'll just order takeout every night. Dishes piled up in the sink. Just use a napkin as a plate. Garbage overflowing? Start a garbage pile next to the garbage can. They just don't care. Use a napkin as a plate? Nah, just skip the napkin and never put your food down. Hold it in your hands the entire time till it's finished. He wanted to get one of those little rugs that go around the toilet so he could miss. Evidently, he believed those rugs exist to be peed on. What the fuck? They love using my beauty supplies. Body scrubs, lotions, facial masks, anti-aging cream all tend to be popular items. We just don't want to get caught buying them.